Today we'll look at a few endgame positions where you have to decide whether it's a good idea to take or not. The first position here, it is black to move, and here's a bishop and a pawn down. Now, usually when you are down, you don't want to trade. But in this position, if black takes, that's his only way to draw here. It seems crazy to trade off your last piece, but notice that white's king is far away from the queening square, and there's absolutely nothing he can do to win this game. He also has the wrong color bishop, and it's a rook pawn. As you can see, the engine initially thought that white is winning, but now it's back to about equal. So this is a sample line. Nothing white can do here. The king will just stay in the corner. White can't really get it out, and this will just be a draw. So if you have a bishop of the wrong color, in other words, the color that cannot cover the queening square, and a rook pawn, then try not to trade pieces. Otherwise, you may end up just drawing, even when you are bishop and a pawn ahead. Now we go to the next position. It was white to play here. And is it safe to take this black rook? As you can see, this pawn is very close to queening. So if we calculate king takes rook, then black plays f2. And you see that the king won't be in time to stop the pawn. But if you look a bit deeper, you'd see that there is a way that white can stop the pawn. So we have this. Black did not even push the pawn. Now, why did black not push the pawn? If he pushed, what do? Well, if you said the rook d6, well done. That's the move. It's an intermezzo. So it's a check, and that gives you time now to get the rook back, and eventually you're going to get the pawns, and this should be an easy victory for white. The last one we're going to look at is a very interesting position, something similar to what we've just seen. Let me just try and hide, yes, so you can't see the answer. Now, what happens here if white takes the queen? Well, obviously black will take back, and again, black will be one square away from queening. The king cannot cover the queening square because the pawn would then be attacking on f1. But if white doesn't take, this is just losing. So white's only hope is to take the queen. The question is it enough? Can white save the game by taking the queen here? Well, if we have this, what can white do? If you set f4, that's the right move. You sacrifice a pawn, but the idea is now you can cover queening square, and you're also attacking this dangerous pawn. And at the end of the day, this will just be a draw. Yes, he can queen. We just take the queen, and this game also ended in a draw. It seems if that pawn may be dangerous, but the king can get it. And these two pawns, they have to work together. So the only move here for white now to save the game is to take. If he pushes, trying to get a win, then black will actually win this cheap pawn. And after this, white will be a pawn up for a moment, but eventually black will pick up the pawn, and it's a draw. Now, just a comment on this position. My opponent was completely winning. Now we go back to what it was a few moves prior to the position we started with my opponent here won my queen, and he should have won this. I thought, well, I'll play on a few moves and see what's going to happen. I was low on time anyway. And my opponent tried to be fancy. There was no need to make this move. He was winning anyway. So a lesson to be learned here, don't try and be fancy. If you're winning, just go for the simplest win available. I'm pretty sure he completely missed f4, and he had plenty of time. He moved fairly quickly, but if he calculated, then he would have seen this. So another lesson to be learned from this is, even if you're winning, take your time and calculate before you make a flashy move or a move that you think is a brilliant move. If it's a bad move like it was in this case, you're just going to end up regretting it. And if we go back to the other position that we also looked at, my opponent here again was completely winning, but he tried to make a flashy move. He could have saved his rook, but instead he pushed his f-pawn, didn't calculate properly, and in this case it actually cost him the game. So lesson again, calculate. Even if you're winning, never relax until the game is over.